money, but I'm giving it to BECO because BECO is BPM and BPM is BECO.
Thank you.
And if BECO fails, BPM has failed. And that is why I said, okay, we must have an agenda. There are two schemes I brought out here. I said we're going to have one, BECO Professional Career and Vocational Mentorship Scheme. I conceptualized the idea from our discussion on the platform. Some of us run away from reading all the discussions on the platform, but honestly, you learn a lot when you're going through the discussions. Someone asked one day, said, do we really have an agenda? Then when I think medical students were inducted some times back, somebody asked a question, don't we have your people that were inducted? So something came up. I said, look, do we have any mentorship scheme? I said, it is better for us as a nation to come up with a mentorship scheme. It has to be a deliberate thing in order to improve on our human capital. And I brought up two schemes, BECO Professional Career and Vocational Mentorship Scheme. I call it BP CVMS. Then the second one is BECO Database for Job Creation Scheme. I call it BDJCS. So the first one, which is the BECO Professional Career and Vocational Mentorship Scheme. It is a program that I believe BECO should drive it. But on individual basis, we are supposed to implement it. So the first one is BECO Professional Career and Vocational Mentorship Scheme. The objectives are outlined here. I'm going to give it to the BECO. I said to mentor the younger Birom people by clusters of Birom professionals, career persons or vocational artisans. B, I said to train and replace the old, retired, or then experienced Birom professionals, career persons or vocational artisans with the mentorship, mentored younger Birom persons. The idea is that when the older ones are phasing out, we should have the younger ones coming to take over. If you are a professional, or if you're a career person, or if you're a businessman, wherever you are, if you cannot produce a Birom man that can come and take over from you, then I think you've not really started. That is the challenge I'm trying to us. The third objective, I said, to have a ready-made Birom human resource database for any development opportunity coming from either the international development partners or others. 5, I said to reduce poverty in Birom land and in Nigeria as a whole. 6, I said to increase economic activities of Birom nation. And G, I said to develop Birom land and Nigeria as a whole. I said, what is the motto of this particular scheme? That is the BECO Professional Career and Vocational Mentorship Scheme. I said the motto of the scheme should be mentor the youth and secure your future in Birom land. Mentor the youth and secure your future in Birom land. If you don't mentor the youth, you die with whatever you have. And nobody takes over from you. And that is, I think, and that is what we should continue telling ourselves. If you're a journalist and you're not trying to train another Birom younger person to come and take over from you, you just become a veteran journalist without someone taking over from you. You have to see how to mentor. That's not how do we now do it. What are the modalities? So I brought out models and methodology of the program. So here I said that there will be a group of professionals, career persons or vocational artisans, which they will form a mentorship cluster. Such as, for instance, for us that were ICANN members, in which, whether or not by next week, we're going to create a group and we start it. We call it BECO ICANN Mentorship Cluster. I think everybody can listen to me. I'm a teacher, so I think I'm very loud enough. So I said that a group of professionals or career persons or vocational artisans may form a mentorship cluster, such as Birom ICANN Mentorship Cluster. We can call our own like that. You can have Birom Doctors Mentorship Cluster. You can have Birom Academic Mentorship Cluster. You can have Birom Pharmacists Mentorship Cluster. You can have Birom Photographers Mentorship Cluster. You can have Birom Welders Mentorship Cluster. That's what I said, with even the vocational artisans. We can have Birom Civil Servants Mentorship Cluster. We can have Birom Entrepreneurs Mentorship Cluster. that is it. So any field you are, how do we now mentor others to come and take over from us? If we don't imbibe that, if we don't mentor the younger ones, then we don't have a future. Then the second part of the methodology, I said BECO can also form the mentorship cluster. So on our own, like personally by next week, we're going to now develop ICANN mentorship cluster. So on your, if BECO now sees there's a need to form a cluster, they can form a cluster. Then I said each mentorship cluster shall create a mentorship trust fund. And all members of the mentorship cluster shall contribute money to the mentorship trust fund. It's a deliberate one. We can do it. So when we have that mentorship trust fund, then members of that mentorship cluster can contribute.
Oh, wow.
Then any other spirited individuals can contribute. Even the non-biram can contribute into the mentorship trust fund. As the contributions, donations, grants, or interventions to the mentorship trust fund can either be restricted assets or unrestricted assets. What I mean by restricted assets or unrestricted assets, for instance, a politician can come and say that, look, in my constituency, like us now, can now come and say, okay, I can mentorship cluster. I want to develop at least 2 chartered accountants from Jos South. So have this money to develop 2, and these are the 2. So if it's restricted, so it's a restricted asset. But nothing can come and say, okay, look, this money, just take it and develop. So it's unrestricted, so you can just develop from all the districts. So some people can channel their funds to a particular expenditure. It's restricted, but unrestricted, you can just, yeah. So that is it. So then I said, each mentorship trust fund shall have at least 3-member board of trustees, out of which 1 shall be from BECO ESCO. I want leadership of BECO this thing. So 1 shall be from BECO ESCO. So I said the DOT, that's the board of trustees, shall manage the mentorship trust fund on behalf of the mentorship cluster and report to the cluster members. For instance, like our mentorship cluster, us with Jimmy, definitely those BOT will report to us on a monthly, quarterly, and annual basis. So the report shall be on the income and expenditure of the mentorship trust fund and on the assets and liabilities of the mentorship trust fund. You see, transparency is what drives contributions or donations from funders. So if you are not transparent, then definitely people will not have confidence to contribute. But if you're transparent, when people now see what their money is being used for, then definitely they're going to now contribute more. So the BOT shall only spend money in the mentorship trust fund with the approval of 2/3 majority of the total members of the mentorship cluster. The approval can be made virtually or physically. So if you have a WhatsApp group, how many members do you have? 20. 2/3 is how many members? 13 or so. When 13 says, okay, yes, we're spending on this, then you spend the money on this. Then I said restricted assets, that is directed funds, shall be spent within the dictates of the donor or contributor. If I just come and say, okay, look, I want you to train these people in this house, have this money, mentor them, it's restricted. So restricted assets shall be spent within the dictates of the donors or contributors, whereas unrestricted assets shall be spent on mentoring Biram youths based on competitive thirst of capacity and district spread. What I mean here is that when you have unrestricted funds, you don't choose people randomly. You must have value for the money spent, and therefore conduct a kind of competitive test so they can pick the best, and you'll be able to now mentor them easily, and you have more that can develop. And then we have to look at the district spread. So we can now say, okay, out of that we can pick one from the is it 12 or how many districts do we have? 13, right? 12 or 13 or so. So we can pick 2, depending on the mentorship trust fund, the fund you have there. Then I said, based on competitive, then I said the test shall be conducted by the mentorship cluster because they know what they want. So the principle of Urom Asi Urom must be adhered to for equality. Very, very important. So I said, how do we now implement? So they implemented the implementation strategies. I said each mentorship cluster shall conduct a test for intending mentees for them to qualify for the program. So this brings about value for money of the scheme. So the test shall consider district spread of intended mentees. And I said, the mentorship cluster shall create social media platforms for mentoring the qualified mentees. I said the mentorship cluster shall organize routine mentoring talks with their mentees. If you know them, you can create a platform for the mentorship cluster members, and you create a platform that you incorporate those mentees that you'll be discussing with them, and you can have physical discussion with them, physical meeting with them, and still talk to them. Give them a sense of direction. Then I said the mentorship cluster shall organize routine mentoring talks with their mentees. I said pamphlets or flyers of the professional career or vocational progression may be made available to the mentees by the mentorship cluster. So you have to give, like doctors now, you prepare and say, okay, this is how you do it. If you want to read medicine, you have to pass these exams, pass that exams, and you have certain people that is follow them when they're in the university, medical school, you follow them, make sure that at the end of the day you produce and you have their data. So it's deliberated. So what is the expected outcome of this? So expected outcome from this scheme is that we're going to have a developed and robust skilled and unskilled workforce from Birom Land, which will emerge for national development. And then second outcome is that Birom Land will become a net exporter of human capital resources, which may result in increasing remittances from abroad. Who knows? By the time that we have, and some have opportunities abroad, they're earning their dollars, but they have their families in just here. So at the end of the day, there will be remittances. And at the end of the day, your own man here will, you develop the nation. 3, improve economic prosperity of Birom people. And 4, reduce poverty level in Birom Land. So, and then we're going to have highly educated and motivated Birom youth population, and there will be increase in the number of Birom technocrats and leaders. So that is for this particular scheme, which I call it the BECO Professional Career and Vocational Mentorship Scheme. Then the second scheme, I said, is the BECO database for job creation. In this one, definitely the IT people are going to help out. And in this one, definitely BECO is going to drive it almost 100%. But the other one, on our own, we can start it and communicate to BECO. Yes. Because the whole idea is that we'll start it, then we'll communicate to BECO that, look, we have our own mentorship cluster, and communicate to BECO. So BECO will just be part of it by knowing what is happening and giving it a direction. So, but this one, Birom database for job creation, and this particular idea came when you found that on the platform they say, please, I need someone who reads so ASAP. QS ASAP. No database. If we have a database on the button, you get that particular person. Yeah,
we're having this challenge.
Yes. Right now. So I said, okay, let's have a scheme like that. And what is the objective of the scheme? I said, we're going to have a comprehensive database of unemployed, underemployed, and employed persons ranging from age 17 to 65 years in Birom Land. You see, that is what we call the workforce. 17 to 65. So, and then you find that unemployment rate is calculated based on this age. Yeah. So we're going to have a ready-made data, is to have a ready-made data and statistics of Birom human capital resources for any development opportunity. You find that when even development partners, you find that some of these foreign development partners, when they're coming in, when you have information, they help you. But if you don't have information, they leave you. And we know that we are within the crisis-prone areas. So when they want to help us and we don't have database for them to now use and bring in their funds, we're nowhere. So there should be a deliberate thinking towards that. 4, to have easy access to available and willing human resources in Birom Land for job lobbyists and job givers, those ones who lobby for jobs. We have a lot of people who lobby for jobs, but they don't know. They will keep on looking. In fact, sometimes I've been looking for this person since and they've given the job to someone else. We should have a database so that at least those job givers, those politicians, can have the database that they can work with. To reduce unemployment level of Birom land, to reduce poverty in Birom land, and to increase economic growth rate of Birom nation by having that database. So what is the motto of this particular scheme? I said, create a job for a Birom youth and secure the future of Birom land. So the models, I said Beko shall create a database of the human resources in Birom land using Microsoft Access, the fastest one, or a design application for that purpose. So we can have an application in which it's going to cost us a little bit. So the fastest one, we can just use Microsoft Access and design a form and start it. So, but that database should divide the employed, unemployed, and unemployed human resources, so that we now know which job these people are doing. Who are those ones who are underemployed? Who are those ones who are unemployed entirely? So that we can see how we can shift. Like for the employed, if you're leaving your employment, how do we now get someone to replace you? We have to start thinking of replacement and so on and so forth. And we have to do it deliberately. So we should have, I don't know whether Beko has a website, but so Beko,
developing one right now.
So Beko website can host that database. So what are the implementation strategies? I said data collection form should be designed with all necessary fields such as personal profile, educational profile, professional profile, work experience, including the current place of work. Sometimes you can be on the job, but you are underemployed because So let's have that, and then community service that person must have offered, etc. So we can design the form to collect that data, then you put it into the database. We can use Microsoft Access for that. So I said a quick job database should be created by Beko before developing any application for that purpose. So we can use, as I said, Access. So the job database will be shared with all political and industry leaders of Birom extraction. So those ones who are in the industry will share. This is when they have the information. It's not that sometimes when there are opportunities in Abuja, Lagos, and so on and so forth, they have the database. They can just say, okay, call this person, and that's all. We're there. So it will be shared with political and industry leaders. So expected outcome, I said we're going to have a unified and comprehensive job database. Then I said we're going to have an informed and organized workforce database of Birom land. So we're going to reduce poverty. We're going to enhance the economic prosperity of Birom people. And so we're going to have systematic engagement of Birom political and industry leaders. So here we can meet the political leaders and we have something that we can engage them. So persons are not working. And look at their certificates. What do we do? So I think that is what I have for today. That is the Birom agenda that I said let me introduce as a proposal.
Resounding round of applause. I'm sure the atmosphere will not allow for other forensic. Yes. I'm sure the atmosphere now will not allow for interaction. On questions. Okay. Okay, how many should we have? No. As much as possible. No, you cannot. No, I want us to have it. Doctor, thank you so very much. Pardon? That's what I wanted saying. So let's have this one from the doctor.
All right, I'm very excited about this presentation. But my concern is, should we pin this to Beko, knowing fully well that our holding sway is just for a period? We cannot guarantee that we are going to be hatching out leaders from BPM. So if we pin this to Beko,
and there's no substitution,
and another pharaoh comes that does not understand, how do we ensure the sustainability of this? So I feel we can have this, run from BPM.
clusters.
and then we get both BECO, DYM, as partners periodically.
I think it's a very good contribution. But you see, like now that Oga has said that we are even having problem with another body, you get, and you find that the mentorship cluster scheme is more or less like an independent scheme. You and your group, we have pharmacists. They can decide and form a group that they will be talking to each other and do it. Okay, fine. That's it's just if we're saying okay, we should remove BECO from the board of trustees. Fine. It's just like I said. Okay, let's be one. Let them know what is happening. That is the idea. But if I told say okay, let's remove them. Fine. There's no trouble about that.
Yeah.
Fine.
I feel Sarah, this is a very rich document that can as well be entrusted in the hands of some individuals in DTM to further work on it. Fashion out, a more robust document. And then to understand, so that some of these observations he's pointing out.
I think, can I make a comment? Right, okay. Now from this document, I don't see the fears in selling this idea to BECO. Like he said, the mentorship program is going to be by professionals. Ours is to be notified. We can always have it in structure. We have various standing committees under BECO that can handle each part of this program. We can run with it in BECO, BYM can run with it, BIDA can still run with it, BPM can still continue with it. It's an open-ended situation that we cannot just restrict it, like you use the word restriction. So we cannot just restrict it to a particular set. In fact, if we spread it up to the development associations in the land, we will get more facts easily. The database is the most important. That one has always eluded even the country Nigeria. We don't have a serious database. And I think if we incorporate all these things, other subunits can also pick it as an idea and run with it. I think we can still flow freely and fantastic, no problem.
You see, another very important point that you see, sometimes when people outside are trying to relate with the Birom land, sometimes they come to be constrained.
Yeah.
So it's fine that when they know that there's a mentorship cluster like this and they want to contribute, someone can give $10,000. It's a land that people are mentoring some Birom. So it is unrestricted. And in the suggestion is that I said BECO should share equally to the existing mentorship clusters. So that they will share the money. But if I thought someone from US said that, look, I'm a nurse, and look, I want to mentor some nurses, then BECO will receive the money and give it to
That cluster. The most
nurses
important is the
cluster.
formation of such clusters.
Good.
An action plan should go.
So like what I have there is for us to substitute. For instance, like now I said okay, our own will be ICANN mentorship cluster. BECO ICANN I said Birom ICANN mentorship cluster. So now the mentorship trust fund will just be changed to Birom ICANN mentorship trust fund. So it is just like a blueprint that you just change the name to suit your own particular cluster. And we'll move ahead. I intend that. That's why I said it is even independent. We're just bringing in BECO to have a sense of direction. Like our own, we're going to start by next week. We're going to, because I have at least a database of chartered accountants, although I've not updated for some years. In 2008, when we championed the election of late Dr. Jack to become the Justice Society chairman. So I had the data for all chartered accountants on the platform. So I think I'll update that and then I'll engage all of us and see how we can start mentoring some of these younger people. Lawyers, unfortunately, I think I'll be on so many. So, but I think there's a need for us to see a deliberate
we
one.
need to discuss more on the platform.
The source copy should be sent so that
Yeah, I can say,
we'll read them.
We need to discuss more and begin to think of how fast we can start the clusters based on the professions. I think that when you mentioned things like that.
Yeah, he mentioned, in fact, he mentioned something like that.
Yeah.
He mentioned, that's why I said, conceptualizing the idea came even from the platform.
So I wanted to ask, if you have the document, is there an appendix for an action plan?
That's what I'm suggesting.
You understand? Yesterday I just used like 2 hours to come up with the whole thing because I said definitely we should have something. We should have an agenda.
That will definitely come when those clusters are in place. The action plan. Yeah.
It will be with the clusters. So the clusters will determine, as long as we have the basics, so you can build on.
Sorry, just one high-level observation. You see, mentorship itself is not an accidental science. So if we want to mentor, the mentors would have to understand what mentorship is.
Yeah.
You know, so that you don't mentor people and then lead them astray. You know, so even those clusters would have to also speak to each other,
Yes.
so that they would understand, you know, the concept of mentorship. What exactly are you doing when you are mentoring younger ones? And I think that's very important, because if we miss it from that level, then we miss it, you know, all through the chain, right to the end. So I think one of the things that we need to add is about
Knowing.
so those
Mentoring the mentors.
Knowing the relationship between the mentor and the mentee.
So we have to have something structured,
Yeah.
so that when we are cascading, we're doing the right thing, you know, down the chain.
Yeah, you're right.
Wonderful. Any other contribution? Yes, sir. Okay, continue on the platform. Let's have yours as the last.
Okay,
For now.
I think it's not all about mentorship per se. I think there's another hidden thing between the line, which is sustainability. The truth is, you can mentor people, and if you cannot sustain that spirit, it dies. And somebody who has gone through a process that is not successful might likely not want to venture into the same process. So I think it's better we look at, okay, if we mentor the people, how then do we sustain the spirit? So it means if we want to have a target, let's have a target. Between now and 10 years, this is what we want to achieve. Regardless whatever comes in between, we should remain focused. So I think it's important we look at sustainability. in mentorship.
So sustainability, it all depends on the angle you see mentorship.
I think his question is even falling in line with the
Dan.
the suspicion from Dan that the person
You
mentoring
understand?
should actually know what mentorship
Know
is.
what he is.
And that's your question.
You understand?
There's something I think I forgot to add. You see, who are the mentees? We have to now look at the background of the intended mentees. Like for instance, today, God has blessed me that I can pay school fees, I can take care of my child. I don't expect him to come and be part of this scheme. I don't know whether. So, but it's fine that we have all these children in the villages, very intelligent, but nobody to cater for them. That is one focus. That is one focus that I think one of the area that we should focus on. Those intended mentees, those ones who have very, very poor background, but very intelligent. When you go to villages, you see very intelligent boys. Some of us, we know what happened. Jim.
So it's are you limiting to just the villages or even in the urban areas?
No, even in the urban. What I'm saying is that those ones
Looking at the vulnerable.
It's a scheme and
the vulnerable, but you don't expect someone. You don't expect You don't expect someone who can afford for his child and bring his child into. Honestly, that means we're not moving forward.
So that's not incorporated in your...
Yeah, it's not incorporated. But
That's where the discussion on the platform will bring down more of that.
an addendum.
But I hope this particular proposal has really given us a sense of an agenda, a deliberate agenda that in the next 10 years, people should, you see, because sometimes sometimes you find that when people start talking about the I'm telling you, sometimes it gets into my skin because they're not up to our population. So we have to do it deliberately. We have to take this nation somewhere that yes, with our number, nobody should be able to come closer to us in terms of professionals, career persons,
Kajay, I'm in support of Mawuba Mahadi Siha. Let's keep what he's saying in the front burner. Let us continue to discuss it. And I will applaud the initiative and the drive of PBM that this should form one of your objectives of setting up PBM. I would say something a bit. I've repeatedly said it. I said we came into office on the crest of KIPAS. Let me just say we are open for reforms. Let me put it that. And we've said these are ideas perhaps were alien to Beko. We never had certain things like mentoring. So we are now opening up. And I also say that let's continue to have more organizations in Birom land. If you are medical doctors, let us have Birom Medical Doctors Forum. If you are nurses, let's have Birom Nurses Forum. If you are lawyers, let's have Birom Lawyers Forum. Because you begin to identify talent. Unfortunately, I don't know whether we can have political economy, whatever forum. It's not possible. Let's be venting. In fact, what Willie is doing is what we call entrepreneurship. I've told the president of Beko, I said, this is what we call the economic water community. It should be broken into what we call entrepreneurial skills acquisition committee, which falls into the paper he is discussing. Because today it is not paper qualification. They will say, what can you do? It's what can you do? So it falls to his line of argument. That is why I said, let us go back into our professions. Let us begin to, there's what we call in political economy, we said associational life. Let's go back to our calling and begin to interact. Let us begin to encourage the younger ones. I've seen my sister here who is a very fantastic broadcaster, and I'm sure if she gets back to Barkiladi, she'll begin to see these kids that maybe they do this school debate. Begin to encourage them. They'll pick up. They'll ask you, let us open ourselves. That conservatism should go so that the young ones will ask you questions and you begin to find answers to what they're doing. Let us open up. Beko, I've said it, and I said Beko was formed during the military era, and it's not fitting into this democratic dispensation. We must adjust in order to respond to the challenges posed by the emerging society or globalization, whatever you call it, in line with this argument. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yes,
I want to say, are you done?
You see, like, like this guy is talking about sustainability. There's one I have for the academics. For the academics, you have that. For the academics, it involves building others for their PhD. If we have an academic forum or an academic cluster, we have the professors and the doctors. We ask them, who have you supervised? Who have you supervised? So you must supervise another Birom chap to make sure that he graduates and have his own PhD. Then you know that, yes. And that person that you graduate, we have to talk to the person. You have to mentor another person. So that is sustainability. Deliberate one that will continue talking to ourselves. We have to continue mentoring ourselves so that at least.
We are not done yet. Before the General Secretary, after every presentation, No, he has closed his remark.
It's within the paper now.
Oh, no,
Within the paper.
so General Secretary is to close.
No.
He's going to say a word, then the national coordinator will come for vote of thanks and close.
Okay. I think the long and short of what we have had is just simple. Let everybody reproduce his own person.
Hero.
When God created the world,
Hero.
every animal was taking man and woman so that they will go and reproduce their own type. So if you are standing here today, whatever you are into, and I'm glad that you don't have criminals here, you don't have thieves here. But I say, okay, let them go and reproduce their own type too. But I know everybody has a calling. Take it as a challenge. Reproduce yourself in some other person.
Thank you. Amen.
Let's have the
Hey, let's come back and finish up now.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, sir.
Mine is just a vote of thanks. Straight to the point. BPM, my translation for it is Birom Bien Kana.
All right.
About a year ago, we saw a vision that the Birom land is not lacking on ideas, but suffering from choice of leaders. And we took a positive stand to identify a leader. And then we went further to identify other supporting individuals to support the leader. 1 year after, we are here. This is a testimony of doing the right what? Choice. My prayer is that in another year, we may be going to Rim. Another year, we will be unveiling other projects. Yeah. May this vision, may this Canaan that we have seen continue to brighten our day. Amen. And for the speaker, I'm not surprised. He has shown the kind of person he really is. My prayer is for us to take it up and be and translate and be mentors to those who are younger, coming behind us in our various professions. I wish to use this opportunity to thank each and every one of us. This is the largest BPM since BPM was formed. And I believe that it shows that the future, just like my brother, late GMS would say, will remain as bright as the promises of God. Thank you, may God bless you.
You brought him out when
It's finished. Hello. On this note, with the kind permission of Mr. President, I would want to call on affiliate member of the Progressive Mind in the person of Comrade James Nyango to say the closing prayer. All thanks to, yes sir, everyone who made this day successful. Top up once again to Dr. Daji Mogris.
We have to propose a toast for the Beko president. And yes, if it is for anything before we see the close of
Give the drinks.
Somebody should propose a toast.
All right, Prof.
How did you know that my mind was
The Spirit of God is one. Toast. This day, blah, 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 blah.
You are proposing already now.
Attention everywhere. Those behind, we are proposing a toast to honor the dignity and pride embedded